I need to face this way. Okay. All right, let's get the right camera, shall we? Because it's going to be an even better shot if we get me face on. That's more like it. Okay, excellent. Okay, so thank you very much, Roy, for joining us and being first up to take the challenge. Whether it was voluntary or not, we really do appreciate your participation in that. So that's great. Thank you very much. And just so we know where we are on that, I don't know if we can pull the poll up, but I am told that Joe and Gabe are gaining. This is wonderful news. Oh, look at that! Look at that! I would say that if you haven't voted for John or Devon because you haven't seen them yet, you will get to see them. You will get a chance to vote for these guys, and they love cold water, cold icy water. There's nothing that makes them happier. Though at the moment with Gabe leading, I'm more than happy to let you vote for Gabe as well. Just stay away from the middle, yeah? Step away from the middle. Okay. So we're live back in the audience. I just wanted to come in and say hi to some of you guys who've done crazy things. And I'm next to Chris. Chris, I understand you're shaking your head. Who can you be, sir?
Brian.
Brian. Okay, I was told I was talking to Chris first, but Chris has changed his name to Brian recently, and they didn't tell me that. Brian, what are you doing in the audience, and why are you here supporting AMD?
We're here because we're actually fixing to build my first computer.
Oh, you're actually genuine modders, yeah? So you guys are doing the same kind of crazy stuff occasionally that we do on stage with the cooling or with the lunatic PCs at the front there. Excellent. Well, we appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you guys for coming along, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So let's see. It's a little bit of a name lottery here, but let's see who we've landed with now. This is Chris.
Hi,
Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. So my understanding is that you haven't had a great deal of sleep recently. Do you want to take us through that?
Yeah, so I was up all day yesterday and then up all night playing games on my AMD build at home. And yeah, it hit about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, well, it's either sleep and possibly miss out today or just stay up. So I came here early.
Okay, well, it's... Chris, I hope that you've... had plenty of coffee here so that you're able to make it through the next hour or so. We will, I think, make it well worth your while. You could easily get a 260, who knows, yeah? All right, thank you. Okay, and now we've finished with the name lottery. This is Adam. Adam, you, I understand, were here pretty early this morning, amongst the first, yeah, you and Melissa. So tell me what kind of time you set off for AMD, please.
We actually left at about 2:30 in the morning and got here at about 3 o'clock.
Do you want to know what I was doing at 2:30 in the morning? I was having a perfectly good night's sleep, yeah. But thank you so much for joining us, really.
Thank you.
Adam, thank you so much. All right, so a little bit of walking around in the audience. I appreciate the real serious participation from all of you folks. Next up, we are going to welcome, let me see, I need... Kyle Bennett, my apologies. Kyle Bennett, Editor-in-Chief from Hard OCP. Will you join me on stage, please, Kyle? It's a pleasure to see you. I apologize for getting lost on the schedule there, but it's always good to see you. How are you these days? Oh, before you say anything, I should warn the audience. Kyle has a tendency sometimes to use interesting words. So this part is PG-13. That means that if you're on the live stream and you're of a nervous disposition or under 13, please put your fingers in your ears, and I'll try and remind you when it's going to be safe to listen again.
That's bullshit.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know. He promised he wouldn't say it, but he did. Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
Kyle, how are you
Congrats
these days?
on 30.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, AMD's been a part of my life now for 17, 18 years, so it's a good thing to see y'all still around, right?
Yep, it's a very good thing for us to be around here as well. You've been in this business for a little while now, like you say. What's the favorite piece of tech that AMD has ever been able to push your way?
You know, I hate to be the glom on with everybody else, but it's got to be the 9700, right? I mean,
it
right,
just
guys?
changed the world. Yeah, really, really impressive.
And where's Macri at? Joe Macri, raise your hand. That man right there was highly responsible for that card. So he's one of the guys that really changed the world. And I think we'd all imagine how funny looking he would be wet. I think you should vote for Joe.
You're right, actually. The comedy value of a guy with normally dry, springy hair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so why don't you tell us what you're doing at Hard OCP at the moment? One of the things that is most obvious to me from the outside, you guys do experiential benchmarking.
Right.
What is that?
So actually, this idea kind of came around to us when we were coming back from Toronto back in early 2000. Brent Justice and I, he's our managing GPU editor, and we had to do we were leaving Toronto, and we were doing a TV show out in Hollywood, the Screensavers. You guys remember that? Yeah, Screensavers is cool, wasn't it? Yeah. But so anyway, we were going out there, and one of the questions that somebody asked was, how was your gaming experience on this GPU you guys just reviewed? And it was really odd because we'd never played a game on it. Yet we had reviewed the video card, but we had never played a game on it. And so
you'd run synthetic benchmarks
exactly.
or age-old games.
The frame rate wars, and that's what was best. And then we started to realize that it wasn't all about frame rates. It was about the end user experience and their gaming experience and how immersive that was and what that could actually bring to them. So we changed the way we do things totally, and now we play games and review video cards. So we can relate that experience back to the end users and what they need to get to proper levels of gaming, depending on the resolutions and things that you use.
So you actually go through huge numbers of permutations of settings to figure out what the best experience is you can get from a particular card at the target frame rate you're after, yeah?
Exactly. Well, we don't necessarily target frame rate. We look at a range there of frame rates. What we really target is immersion in the gaming experience, to where you're actually playing the game and that they're in they're jerky animations or you're losing frames or that actually break that immersion experience. So when you're in there gaming, that's what you want to keep feeling. You don't want to all of a sudden be thinking about, how bad your gaming experience sucks, right?
Yeah, you do not. You do not. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. So, wouldn't want to turn this into an AMD commercial, but if you were just to look at the Hard OCP recommendations at the moment, where would you be on GPUs? What's a great choice?
We're pretty high on the Radeon R9 290X right now. It's a really great card. We're seeing really great things out of it in some of the latest AAA titles. We're fans of Crossfire. We're fans of Eyefinity. Yep. So it kind of takes usually more than one. So we're still big fans, and AMD's done a really good job. The frame pacing thing came up a couple years ago.
This was a really big deal.
And so one of your competitors had built a tool based on actually a bunch of our research through our experiential gaming. And we were seeing the stuttering and the different things that were even happening at high frame rate levels that were breaking immersion in the game, right? And so
and the experience we were giving was simply not as good as it should have been. Yeah?
No, it simply was not.
Okay.
And if you looked at SLI compared to Crossfire back then, Crossfire just did not stand up.
Okay.
And so there were a lot of people that brought that to AMD's attention. And quite frankly, y'all fixed that.
Okay.
And what's interesting now is we are actually seeing better Crossfire smoothness and frame pacing with AMD than we are with SLI. So
the best dual GPU experience is AMD. All right, now that's a really big deal. It's a big deal. It's a big deal from several perspectives. Really importantly, you guys are keeping us honest, yeah?
Yeah.
It does make a difference to what we do, and that's very important in this world, yeah.
We try to keep y'all's feet to the fire as much as possible.
Okay, excellent. Well, we like warm feet. We like warm feet, and Joe Macri likes cold feet, I have to say. So what do you have in your own domestic gaming rig? What are you built into that right now?
My rig's got Crossfire in it, R9 290X. I actually upgraded from Titans. so there you go.
So Carl, Carl, you're a guy who's in the lucky position that pretty much you can ignore price because people simply send hardware to you.
Exactly.
And you've taken two 290Xs and Crossfire, and that is the way you build it, yeah?
That's what I like, yeah.
You look at things like airflow in the case, so you chose not to go for a 295X2?
No, you know, I mean, obviously, come on, it's hard OCP is, you know, overclocker's comparison page, you know, or oatmeal cream pie, either way. We'll take it either way we can get it. But, so yeah, you know, airflow and these GPUs are hot, okay? They just simply are. And the coolant solutions that we've seen come to them in recent years have been phenomenal. But still, you still need airflow through the case and those kind of things. And if anybody pays attention to that, you can, you know, and it's fun too, right? You get to build a rig and make sure it flows right and make it happen.
Yeah,
so.
I think the geek inside of all of us loves to do that playing with hardware and make it do really wonderful things.
So, who else here? Who's interested in 4K gaming? Yeah. Because, you know, 4K gaming, it's really coming into its own right now, you know, right? I mean, we're starting to see more monitors and those things come out. And this is another, I wanted to bring this up with you guys. And this is another reason we went to Crossfire. I went to Crossfire in my personal rig because I hope to be upgrading to a 4K screen there, hopefully soon.
You need a lot of horsepower for that.
Yeah, you definitely need 2 cards, right? But we're seeing so much better game experience, and this all goes back to game experience, right? Don't want to lose my immersion. I want to be in the moment. We're seeing a lot better results with Crossfire than we are with SLI in actual 4K gaming. So it's looking good for you guys.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so one last thing I wanted to dig into on the gaming experience side. You guys recently posted a kind of Watch Dogs Revisited, where you took a look at a game which is not out of the AMD Gaming Evolve program. How did that pan out? Where's the conclusion? Where did you land?
So that's a GameWorks game, which is by your competition there that's had a heavy hand in that. And it's really interesting that at the end of the day, you guys were doing better than your competition at their own game. So I know there was a lot of internet talk and chatter about it being GameWorks and how AMD was getting screwed and, you know, they blah blah blah. But it comes out at the end of the day that
AMD was getting what? No, don't worry about it.
It turns out at the end of the day that actually it runs better on Radeon than it does on the other guys.
Well, that's certainly the message that we would like to see. And you know, you did this research before we talked about inviting you on the show. It's objective. You guys are completely external, although you're.
I was just coming to Austin to get a beer, and you also stop by.
Well, we can feed you a beer from the Kegavator or whatever it's called these days. Awesome stuff. Kyle, really appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So thank you so much, Kyle Bennett, for joining us. Let's take a little look from some ATI veterans about their experience with GPU acceleration now, and then we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
The whole concept of accelerating game rendering didn't really exist when I started at ATI in 1992. We had some products like the Mach 8 in the market that were vector accelerators, essentially. They were useful for CAD drawings, AutoCAD, applications like that. But if you're playing one of the games of the day, say Commander Keen, or Jill of the Jungle or something.
I have no idea what those games are.
You were essentially, the CPU was doing all the work and the graphics adapter was kind of a dumb device that was passive. Yeah. And the CPU would actively draw into the graphics device.
By the time I got your 98 with Rage Pro, then we were trying to accelerate.
Absolutely. Even Mach 32 brought some of that functionality, Mach 64. But yeah, as we got into the Rage products, the whole idea of a 3D API, and not just a proprietary one. There were some competing solutions on the market that had proprietary APIs. But the idea that we could have a 3D graphics API that could be shared across the industry in the form of DirectX, that was groundbreaking.
Yeah, I have to say, I don't think it's anything to worry about. We could probably get a license if we needed, and yeah, he's probably breaking some laws by driving it in a public place. But we've got nothing to worry about there. He at least won't be drunk, I'm fairly sure about that. Okay. Not drunk for the moment anyway. Good, okay, so little update now. We're apparently somewhere near $500 on the eBay purchase, so I don't know if we can take a look at the number. 465. Come on, guys, this is for charity. If you're at home and you can click on the link, let's get in there and push that price up a little bit. It's not for AMD. This is for charity. How do we look on the ALS challenge at the moment? I understand that the outsiders are really coming in now. Now that's more like it. That's more like it. Gabe, get your swimming costume on. Come on. All right. So thank you so much for that. All right. Next up, we're going to have a little conversation with John Byrne. John Byrne is General Manager of the Compute and Graphics Business Unit. John Byrne, welcome to the stage. Will you join me, please? Oh, my.
Good morning.
Welcome, John. Welcome, John.
How are you? Good morning to everyone in the room. Good afternoon, good evening to those on the webcast. I believe many of you have traveled far and wide to come here. And I also want to recognize a couple of people. Marissa Bauer. Is Marissa here? Of course she's here. Marissa has been here since 3 a.m. this morning. Thank you, Marissa.
Good job.
And actually, Nicole actually has come all the way from Toronto and was here first thing this morning, so thank you. And it's that commitment and that dedication from the gaming community that inspires all of us at AMD to bring world-class products to the market each and every time. Making more realistic products, driving the ultimate experience in sight and sound. But my first order of role, I wanted to just take a moment to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Now, thank yous are always nice.
Words are cheap, eh, John?
Words are cheap, especially from a Scotsman, Richard. But I heard that we may be giving away some 260s. And I love our 260. But should you settle for a 260?
Never settle, John. Never settle.
Should you settle for a 280? No! Who would like to settle for a 290? Okay, all right.
Calm now, calm now.
For those loyal fans who made it here today, each and every one of you will leave with a free 290 graphics card. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Very impressive, very impressive.
I love you too. Now, don't run up. They'll be available at the end of the show. This is $50,000 of graphics cards right here, right now for you.
That is quite something. John, why don't you come and join me up on the stage here, and we'll talk a little bit about the new graphics card we're introducing.
Thanks, man. And thank you very much. Thanks to you. How do you top that, Richard, huh?
It's going to be tough. I can just make one suggestion, John, on how we might possibly top that. You're still looking far too dry. Get in and vote for John. Vote for John. If you haven't voted, vote for yourself. You can do it.
Actually, Richard, I have $100 here for charity if I don't get wet.
Ah, come on. Well,
show me your money, Richard. Show me your money. Who would like Richard Huddy to get wet? Hell yeah!
Look, it's not complicated because I was slightly frightened that I might get wet. I've had to put my wallet elsewhere, which is normally something you would hear from the Scot instead.
It is.
But
however, I have to tell you something very funny. I was watching Twitch here, and someone actually said, you're doing a wonderful job, but of all the people that needs Tress FX, it's you. I'm just saying. That's what he said. That's what he said. I'm not far behind you, I may add.
Whoever said that is a very unkind person. But John, I can see your driving skills have improved recently. You didn't manage to take out any steps or anything
Yeah, that
like
was kind of important, Richard, to be honest. I almost took the stage out yesterday in rehearsals.
I felt it up here. The desk
you
trembled.
did.
And
Although it brought me back
to
many years ago, some 25 years ago, I used to pack freezers at the local grocery store. So I did a not too bad job. It brought back a lot of good memories.
Not too bad, and I think that everyone here is really delighted. You have chosen to indeed give away a 290 to everyone who
I have.
joins
You
us in
deserve it.
the
Thank
studio.
you.
Really good. This is a no messing about approach from the GM.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, John.
I guess my job is, shall I leave?
No. Why don't we take a couple of questions? Let's let's ask you. You're a guy who spends almost probably more time on airplanes than I do recently. You've been around the world. What are the customers saying about this hardware?
I have been around the world, actually. In the past 50 days, I've been to India, Toronto, Boston, France, Germany, UK, and actually I returned from Asia only last night. So, and the feedback from the customers has been startling.
I should be really clear about this, actually. We're talking here about the Radeon R9 285. This is the new graphics card that we're introducing
You should, and
today.
when we talk to the customers, and you talk to them about this capability, you're talking about 1080p, you're talking about ability to overclock, you talked about the price points, the customers literally are like, I want this product, and I want it yesterday. So it's exciting.
It is an exciting time. What's the stuff that they want most about it? What is it that actually excites the customers? How do we stand out from the competition?
I think in fact, I don't think, I know when you talk about our capability for multi-monitors through iFinity, and when you talk about the new audio experience driven by True Audio, and when I look at PowerTune, ability to overclock and control the temperature, drive acoustics, and then when you leverage on top the Mantle capability, what isn't there to like about this product?
Mantle is a pretty awesome piece of tech.
It really is. It really is. And I could talk about it, as you know. But it's exciting times to be at AMD, and exciting times for all of our gamers as well. So thank you for that.
It certainly is. So let's bring up Devon Nekachuk. Devon is the product manager. He's head of Radeon product management. He's going to join us, and we'll talk over some of the key features of these new 285 boards. Devon, will you join us, please?
Hey, Devon.
Devon, we could do it all with PowerPoint slides, the usual kind of way. Why don't you take us through some of the headline numbers, which are miles away from PowerPoint, and then pick out some of the details that we care about.
Actually, I have about 50 or 60 PowerPoint slides, if you want.
Awesome. Do we all want to sit through 60 PowerPoint slides?
No.
Surely we do not.
No.
I thought we'd do a top 10 list.
Okay, okay.
Top 10 reasons that you'd be excited to own a 285.
Before you get into your top 10, I want a couple of speeds and feeds. How many shader processors have you got? How many gigabytes of memory are we shipping on these boards? What have we got?
Yep, so this is one of our new gaming products. Obviously, it's going to have a lot of stream processors, a lot of memory.
Yep.
It has 1,792 stream processors, running at
a lot of stream
918 megahertz.
Okay.
Totals about 3.3 teraflops of compute performance.
That's a lot of horsepower.
Yep. Cards are going to ship with either 2 or 4 gigs of GDDR5, running at 5.5 gigabit per second on a 256-bit bus.
2 gigabytes of memory?
Yep.
Just a quick trip down memory lane again. Remember, this had a staggering 2 kilobytes. 2 kilobytes of, I don't know what kind of memory that was, but probably not as snappy as GDDR5 memory. This is 1/1,000,000th of the memory capacity of the 285 board. Really something.
Hey, but Evan, you would think that as Richard being the chief gaming scientist, he would know that, wouldn't you?
it's possible that in rehearsals I slipped this once or twice.
I just want to keep saying, every time, actually also on Twitch, I heard that every time that we mention chief gaming scientist, they're actually downing shots online live.
That's a far
you
better
are the
thing to
chief
do.
gaming scientist, right?
It's a far better thing to do than voting for me on the on this wretched Google poll that I suggested. Devon, you're looking very dry. Why don't you take
I
us through
agree,
your...
he does, doesn't he?
He's getting votes up there. Maybe after this appearance, people
Well,
will
why
start...
don't you beg? Look into camera and plead for votes.
Please, I ask you, give me 10 votes. 10
Everyone
votes, that's all
there,
I'm
contribute to
asking for.
those 10. Come on. All right, so since we're talking about 10s, why don't you take us through the top 10 features that you have in mind for the 285? Why would people care about it?
So number 10 reason why someone would want an R9 285. It's a product that supports DirectX 12 and Mantle. So you've seen our game developers come up here today. They talk about the benefits that Mantle's offering for these games. DirectX 12 is right around the corner. It's also going to enable this next generation of features. And this is a product that's going to support both of those.
Then why don't you tell everyone about the titles that are available in Mantle today?
Yeah, so today we have Battlefield 4, Plants vs. Zombies, Thief. You've heard Star Citizen, Civilization Beyond Earth. A lot of these other games are picking up Mantle, and these are all games that are going to run best on Radeon.
Awesome.
Superb. And as far as we can tell, DX12 is arriving late 2015, and this is going to support DX12, the 285?
Definitely. All of our Graphics Core Next products will support DirectX 12.
Very impressive. Okay, tasty stuff. That's number 10. Number 9.
Okay, number 9. This is a product that supports AMD PowerTune technology. And everyone has their own preference on how loud they like their card, how hot they want it, if they want to overclock it. What PowerTune does is it puts the control in their hands. They can pick just how loud they want the card to be, what temperature they want it to run at, and it's going to help them overclock it to get even more performance.
So all the enthusiasts in the audience, they get to configure the system the way they want it.
Definitely. Right in Catalyst Control Center, you can pick exactly how you want it to behave.
Very cool. Number 8.
Number 8. It's a product that's based on our Graphics Core Next architecture. So this is the same graphics architecture that's found in the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the rest of our R9 series graphics cards. And it really just delivers the most efficient and highest performance graphics architecture today.
So we should see games that port trivially from PS4 to 285, or from Xbox One to 285. It's just the natural way to carry graphics across.
Definitely, to any of our Graphics Core Next products.
Beautiful, beautiful. Number 7, sir.
Okay, number 7 is we have a whole bunch of cool boards coming from our partners. So we've got boards from Sapphire, from ASUS,
MSI, Gigabyte, XFX, TUL, Club 3D, VisionTech, you name it, they're all bringing them to market, available on September the 2nd.
They've all got cool overclocks. Some of them have unique fan designs. A lot of choice for end users on September 2nd.
Awesome, awesome. September 2nd, this is going to be available, or is this a paper launch?
This is going to be available on September 2nd, and you can check online. You're going to see a whole bunch of product reviews pop up on that day as well.
A paper launch, what is that?
I've heard it used in reference to some of the competitive parts that have sometimes been out there.
Interesting.
All right, so that would be number 7. Number 6.
Okay, number 6 is the technology that this product supports. Last year, in September, we announced AMD True Audio technology. And this is a dedicated audio processor that sits on our GPU to enable next-generation audio effects in games. I think one of the most exciting uses of this technology is to do virtual surround sound on headphones. So you can get 5-channel or 8-channel sound just on your standard headset that you have today. And this is going to give you a very immersive, in-depth in-game experience. In fact, we have a demo of this. So anyone at home, if you have a headset, pop it on. As we go through this demo, you'll be able to hear what this technology can actually do for you.
So we have the demo station over here, and we're going to run this live, yeah?
Yep. So if we go over to Jason, he will walk us through what True Audio can do.
Thanks, Devin. So what we're looking at here is a demonstration of AMD True Audio, and you can hear it as this little buzzsaw passes in front of you here. You can hear it pass over your head, not just in a mono sound matter, but it's sort of true 3D audio. And this is all being done through an advanced algorithm that one of our partners, Gen Audio, has developed. And this algorithm normally couldn't run in a game in real time, but with the dedicated DSP on your AMD True Audio capable GPU, this algorithm can now be a part of your gaming experience. So it's enabling new immersive technologies that really makes the difference here. Richard?
Excellent. Okay, so we know a little bit about True Audio. The demo is very good to listen to, and if you're lucky, you're able to hear it in stereo over Twitch. Does it ship in any games?
Yeah, so we have several games that are going to use this technology over the next year. You'll hear more about those details coming up. But if you want to hear this technology today, You can go to YouTube, check out the video for this, and you'll get the experience yourself. The demo will also be downloadable shortly.
And it turns out that you can also, it was a queued up question for you. You can already play Thief and it will run true audio and just sound awesome. Okay, so where are we now? Are we on number 5?
We are on number 5.
Excellent.
That's right. So 5 is it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. It's one of my favorite technologies, Eyefinity. This is the ability to put multiple displays on your system and game across them, so you really get a panoramic visual experience. Now, I've been using Eyefinity for years. I've used 3 displays, 5 displays. I played a flight sim on a 24 display system. So there's really a lot of different configurations.
24 displays run by 1 GPU?
We had that running on 4 GPUs.
Okay.
That's a lot of pixels.
serious tooled up PC. All right,
It's about 48 million pixels we had on those displays.
Oh,
wow, there you go.
So we have an Eyefinity set up here in the studio, which is an interesting one, yeah?
A pretty unique setup here. I've actually never played on one like this before. So if we go over to Jason, maybe you can explain what's unique about this. What's actually going on with that middle display?
Yeah, so this is a really impressive system. In fact, our studio audience had a little sneak peek of it earlier. This is the one they all gravitated towards. It's a beautiful system here with a really wide aspect ratio monitor in the center. So we have an Eyefinity group with a 21:9 aspect ratio display. And this is an example of some of the new displays that are coming to market now. And they're just, pushing the level of immersion and, your field of view that much further. And so we have this great new mode in our Eyefinity driver since the 14.6 Catalyst. It's called Mixed Mode Eyefinity. It allows you to have different resolutions on your monitors in your Eyefinity group, and you can configure it in all these kinds of different ways. So yeah, it's an amazing looking setup.
So what resolution is this running at right now?
I'm glad you asked. It's at 8560 by 1440.
It's about 12 million pixels on that setup. And what system is it running on?
I know what this system is.
Does it look familiar?
It looks very familiar. It's mine. How did you guys get this? Did you call my wife?
Yeah, so
you want to know what it is? Can I tell everyone?
Yeah, go ahead.
Richard, it's a Saturday. And maybe it's a jet lag. Maybe I've been in America too long. But I want to give this away for free.
John, if we give away a PC every time it's Saturday, this business will just go mad.
Well, I should tell you about the system. It's in custom AMD Red. And my position is kind of cool that I get to play with all of the newest toys. So it says a FX 9590 8-core overclocked. It is a 16 gig of AMD Radeon memory. And it's actually running 2 285s right now. So there's 2 caveats. The first one is I don't get wet. The second thing is on September the 2nd, if you go onto my Twitter link, John Burns CSO, I will be giving it away for free. All right?
Awesome. Thank you, John.
No problem. Ta-da.
That is one serious PC. One of the things I like about this, this kind of asymmetric setup that you've got at the moment, you could put a 4K minute monitor in the middle of the 2 1080p monitors you already own, say. You can expand the system, and you don't have to throw the old monitors away. You can have mismatched monitors, and things will just work there, yeah?
Definitely. There are so many configurations you can use, and as new monitors come out, there's new ways that are becoming available to use Eyefinity.
And as Carl was saying, if you're looking at 4K gaming, AMD is clearly the way to go. So this is a beautiful setup. Whoever gets to be lucky with that one, John, you're making someone very, very happy indeed. So thank you for that. Okay, we're on to number 3 now.
Yep, and now I'll go to number 4 first, before I go to number 3.
You're a scientist that can't count? That's a worry.
I remember once, apparently Yehudi Menuhin and Albert Einstein were playing at some point, and Yehudi Menuhin turned to Einstein because he lost the rhythm of it and said, "Can you not count, Einstein?" So I'm amongst the finest scientists there are, if that's the case. All right, we've got to take number 4 now, have we?
I would take number 4.
Okay, number 4.
So number 4.
Yep.
Another reason that someone can be excited about a 285 is it supports FreeSync technology. So this is a technology that we announced earlier this year to really improve the gaming experience by offering a very fluid, tear-free, and stutter-free display. It does that by keeping the GPU and the display in lockstep when it's sending frames to make it as smooth and tear-free as possible.
Okay.
But one of the best things about this is it's going to be free for an end user. This doesn't require any hardware. The technology actually already exists.
You know I care passionately about this. If we care about the gamers, and if we care about technology, and I can get it to you, and we can get it to you for free, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you do it? So,
well, I heard, John, that our competition is not giving the equivalent away for free. They're charging money for it.
I don't want to talk about the competition. All I care about is the gamers and our customers.
I'm with you on that.
And since the technology already exists, there's no reason to put an extra chip in a display. The graphics card has the capabilities. These displays have the capabilities. So the displays will come out that support this technology shortly with no extra cost.
So the 285 will support FreeSync. Let's take a look at the demo. It's not going to get its full justice, if you like, watching it over Twitch. You know, we don't have the kind of variable frame rate video feed that we'd like. But let's take a quick look at the demo. Jason, why don't you talk us through what's actually going on there?
Absolutely, yeah. So we have this amazing demo here that was built by our AMD engineers to really showcase what FreeSync can bring to you in terms of stutter-free gaming, smooth gameplay experience. So we have this windmill rotating here, and we're rotating around it as well. And that rotation really shows off that we have an extremely smooth experience, and the panel is actually refreshing at the same rate as our frame rate. So on the left, we have FreeSync enabled, and on the right, it is disabled. And on the left, I can tell you right here, it is smooth like butter. You can go to YouTube, you can see a video of me explaining FreeSync to you a bit more from Computex about a month ago. And I'd just also like to add, vote for Devin. Back to you, Richard.
Very cool. All right, so this really is something that you can only do justice to it if you see it in person. The video that we have on YouTube that Jason just mentioned, it definitely shows you some of what's going on. But for those folks who are kind enough to have come along for the live audience, you get a chance to look at that later. You will be blown away by the experience. And of course, this is an artificial demo, but it works in all games, yeah? FreeSync is not limited to 1 or 2 games or anything like that. It's going to be ubiquitous, yeah?
Correct.
Superb. All right, so we're on to number 2, sir. What have we got for number 2?
I'd like to do number 3.
This guy just insists, doesn't he? I don't know. All right, you want to do number 3.
So number 3 is just the performance that this card offers. This card is a gaming product. It was designed for high resolution. So you can take your games, max out the settings, play all the latest stuff like Battlefield 4, Star Citizen, Civilization Beyond Earth, and you don't have to worry about finding the settings that work. You can just max them out on a product like the 285. So how do we get that? Well, some of the specs of the product, like I mentioned earlier, there's 1,792 stream processors, running at 918 megahertz for 3.3 teraflops. It has 2 or 4 gigs of GDDR5, running at 5.5 gigabit per second on a 256-bit bus. And the whole package takes about 190 watts. So you need 2 6-pin power connectors for this card. So it packs a lot of punch into a nice little package and is going to be available for gamers that just want to crank out the settings.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so in that case, can I take you to number 2 now?
Hey,
that's a fair question.
Round of applause for Richard, please.
Round of applause for the man who can count to 2.
Count backwards to 2.
Count backwards to 2.
So number 2 is the price. This thing, it's a gaming product, so we wanted to make it available for a price that gamers want to pay.
And this is the introductory moment, so this is the first time people get to hear the price, yeah?
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please.
This card will be available for $329.
Whoa! For that horsepower?
What do you mean?
There's a lot of
What do you mean,
performance in this
ooh?
product.
Tough crowd.
I'm just giving you away free graphics cards, free sync.
$329.
Should we change it? Should we change it?
What would be better than that?
Lower. I think ultimately we do care about the gamer, and I think the sweet spot is actually should be 249. So this card will be available at 249. What do you think?
I think that's pretty good. September 2nd, keep an eye out for it.
What do you think, Richard?
I don't know how AMD Legal will take it, but as general manager, I guess you get a certain amount of freedom that the rest of us maybe do not.
I should be okay, and if not, it was nice working with you.
There's the first $100 off. Awesome. Okay, so that's number 2. We're going to come to number 1 in a moment. I'm going to give a quick update on the Ice Bucket Challenge, which I think we're not actually going to show the poll, but apparently there is some good news in there. John is coming well up into
You've
second place.
got to be kidding me.
So, in my earpiece, I'm being told not to take all the tension out of it, John. But you might want to think about slipping those shoes off, and everything will be fine.
Can I
This
get my $100
$100
back?
No, you can't. This is. I'll keep it safe and dry for you, John. But no one should feel at all nervous. Especially me, I'm hoping. All right, let's take a look at a couple of videos. We're going to take a look at Eyefinity now, a little bit about how we brought this about and what the limits are, and then we're going to have a look at Battlefield Hardline, which is one of the super games which are coming this fall to run on Radeon graphics.
Any of the technologies that stuck out during the years?
I think one of the things was Eyefinity. Eyefinity was this huge secret internally because we knew it was a differentiator. We knew that when we came out with 6 screens from a single graphics card, that would be groundbreaking, and it would change the experience from a gaming point of view. You use 5 screens, you get a immersive gaming experience, and that I think Eyefinity really changed that. And I remember actually launching that. I was in London, and
we were there together.
You were there?
Yeah, we were taking the.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I remember we had the. I had the curtain over the 6 displays, and I remember I was on one side of the stage, and I said, not only does it do 2 monitors, not only does it 3, and I walked across and I pulled this off. And this is the first time I think we really fooled the press, because they're always pretty smart and they know what's going on. But there was like audible gasps from the audience. Wow, that was a pretty big moment, I think.
Negotiations between the LAPD and a suspected drug ring have broken down. The LAPD is now prepared to free the hostages inside.
We've been given the green light. We have 3 minutes to neutralize the threat. Locate the hostages and get them to safety. I'm in position. I've got eyes on targets. Take the shot. Go, go, go!
All units, the room is clear. Keep looking for those hostages.
You, take the lead. Find some cover! We need evac on that hostage now! Targets! Get that hostage out of here! The whole place is gonna blow! Move, move, move!
All right.
Very, very impressive. Very impressive. Really love the Battlefield series. All right, so if my counting doesn't fail me, we are now going to be to number 1. Devon, what's your number 1 thing that people need to bear in mind when they're thinking about buying a graphics card, and why would they choose an R9 285?
Well, first, let's think of why someone would buy a graphics card. I know a couple of people, not many, but they don't buy a graphics card just for the sake of owning a graphics card.
That's true.
They buy one to play games. So one of the most exciting things that we can do is give games to the gamers when they buy a new graphics card. And the 285 is going to participate in a new version of our Never Settle game promotion called Never Settle Space. What we're doing is we're taking Alien Isolation and a Star Citizen offer and adding that to the 27 other games that are a part of Never Settle, and that's going to be available starting September 2nd.
So on September 2nd, people can cash it in and get hold of these games at that point, yeah?
Definitely. It's going to be available not just on the 285, but on all of the R9 series as well.
Okay, and so what have we got that's special about this bundle?
So Star Citizen, it has this unique deployment model where they're coming out with modules and ships. So what the gamers can get with Star Citizen is a special, unique racing ship called the Mustang Omega Racer variant.
Okay.
That's going to be available
We can
starting
see it there on the screen.
September
That's
30th.
pretty.
That is
It is
pretty.
a beautiful
Looking ship.
nice red paint job on there. That's going to be available starting September 30th for use in the Arena Commander and the Murray Cup Race Series module.
Okay, okay. So Star Citizen comes in modules, and this is how you get the special AMD stuff there, yeah?
Definitely.
Okay, and the eligible GPUs for the Never Settle Space Bundle?
So this will be on all of our R9 series graphics cards. But if you have an existing silver or gold coupon from Never Settle, or if you go out and you buy a card between now and September 2nd, you'll be eligible for an automatic upgrade to Never Settle Space from September 2nd to September 8th.
Really nice, really nice. Great bundle, thank you. Okay, all right. So I think next we're going to have a quick look at the Gaming Evolved client program, which comes from Raptor. And we're also going to have Anand Shimpi from Anand Tech is going to take us through his congratulatory video. Guys, thank you for your time here.
Thank you, Richard. Good job. Good job there.
Thank you, buddy. I'm Robert, back to give you another update on the AMD Gaming Evolved client powered by Raptor. If you've not heard of the application before, it does three major things. First, it puts all of your games into one place. At the touch of a button, you can optimize the image quality of those games specifically for your hardware. Second, just by playing games, you can get points, which you can redeem for great prizes like game codes and hardware. And third, you can participate in communities for your favorite games, which allows you to talk to like-minded gamers. There are 10 million gamers, 10 million, using this application. If you want to try it, if you want to get involved with streaming to Twitch, recording to disk, optimizing your games, earning points for free prizes, you should go to www.amd.com/GE-client today. Grab a copy. I think you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Anand Shimpi from AnandTech.com, and I'd like to congratulate AMD on 30 wonderful years in gaming and graphics. My earliest memory of AMD in this space is actually back when it was ATI about 15 years ago. And I remember being in a car with a bunch of ATI folks, and they first floated the idea to me about actually pursuing the high-end gaming market. You know, prior to that, it was kind of a 3DFX dominated space, and you know, ATI and a lot of these other folks provided solutions, but they really weren't in pursuit of the ultimate, you know, in performance. The product back then was the ATI Rage Fury Max. Thankfully, it got greenlit. It was successful, and then as a result of that, that paved the way for, you know, tons of gaming-focused, high-end graphics products to come. So again, congratulations, guys, on a wonderful 30 years, and here's to many more to come.
Thank you, Anand, for your contribution there. And apologies, using the wrong microphone there. So, a little bit of summary. We've a couple of things to close off. I'm hoping none of them involve me getting wet. A couple of things to close off. Let's see. September 2nd is a date to mark in your diaries, please. This is when the FX 8370 and 8370E become commercially available. You'll be able to buy them on the shelves that day. And joined on those same shelves, that's when you'll find the R9 285 is available as well. Most impressive. And remember that when you buy one of those, if you have a Never Settle coupon that's not being used up now, or if you buy one with that coupon attached, then you will get access to the Never Settle Space Edition that same day, September 2nd. Very, very noticeable day. Okay, please stick with us with twitch.tv over the coming weeks ahead. We've probably got a bloopers reel from some of the rehearsals and some of the outtakes that we have from preparations for this. But we will also do things, like John said, we're going to give away John's PC. In fact, why don't I give away John's car as well, or something like that? Yeah, I think actually John might take exception to that, and in the end, if he punches me in the face, I'm not allowed to punch him back. So before we go, we have these three things to clean up. Let's have a look at the Twitter contest. I believe we have our winners here. All of these folks are going to win an R9 285. Our first one is Mr. Time_Keeper. Wonder if we can see the image that was sent in. Oh, isn't that lovely? It's a lovely pussycat. Hey. And a few nice toys sitting there underneath. Okay, number 2 is NFong1. Let's take a look at this one too. Okay, well, there he is.
And our third winner, who also gets an R9 285, is Aaron Pennell. Let's see what he's got. Oh, that's very nearly a pussycat. It's some kind of a crazy dog thing going on. All right. And after that, if I can keep my hands moving properly, we have... can we jump to the eBay auction? I don't know how much we made. Okay, we haven't got that at the moment. I apologize for that. But it is all for charity, remember that. I guess in that case, we're thinking about the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I hope this works out the right way. We are going to bring a special guest in at this point who's going to help us to go through this Ice Bucket Challenge. A guy who needs no introduction because his first name is The. So let us see who this might be. We'll run the video, please.
Hey, everybody. I'm Robert, back to give you another update. Hey, everybody.
Report. They bought it.
Of course they did.
Welcome, The. May I call you The? I'll take that as a yes. Hey, Fixer, how are you doing today? You having a nice time here?
Yes.
The is in a very chatty mood today, I can see. Let me see, a couple of questions for you. Number one, obviously you're involved in a great deal of charity work. Would you like to take us through the kind of things you've been doing recently?
Most of the work I do is charitable.
I guess that's fair comment. You rip out that green stuff and put in good hardware. Excellent, excellent. And I've noticed it's a little bit warm here in Austin, Texas. Pretty warm out here. I've been enjoying the summer sitting outside, maybe enjoying a cold drink in the shade. How have you been spending your summer, The?
Well, I've been experimenting with liquid nitrogen as well, but breaking more than world records.
Experimenting with liquid nitrogen? Brian, don't let him near the liquid nitrogen, yeah? Don't let him near it. This Ice Bucket Challenge is all going to get completely out of control. All right, Mr. Fixer, The. You have, I believe, the name of the person who was lucky enough to win the poll. Please, please, please. Would you care to share the envelope with me? Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, just a moment. Before this all loses control, this is the closing moment, if you like. So before The Fixer gets to announce the name of the excited, thrilled winner, I just want to thank you all for coming today, yeah? Those of you who are here live, really, really so pleased that you're kind enough to give up your late night to spend 24 hours awake to come here to join us today. Those of you who've joined us online on Twitch TV, really hugely appreciate it. Don't lose touch with us. We've had a couple of hours of huge fun here. Fixer, who's going to get wet?
Gabe Gavining.